Hello everyone and welcome back to Winds of Earrenia, our ongoing D&D campaign here on Bold Wolf Gaming. Tonight is a very special but short episode. Tonight is our 4-year anniversary for this campaign, which is appropriate as it is ending in a couple months. So thank you very much for joining us tonight. As usual, this is pre-recorded, so you will most likely be seeing this in early April. But we thank everyone who's been watching, both from when we were streaming and the VODs since, and appreciate you taking this journey with us. Not going to get too heavy into reminiscing tonight. I will save that for our final episode. But it is a major accomplishment for a D&D game to go on this long and to actually reach its conclusion. Most D&D games fall apart long before the end of the campaign. So this is a very special night for us, and we thank you for being here.
I mean, I've fallen apart a couple of times in this campaign.
And it's off again. What the hell? I don't know why that camera.
Sorry, I'm back. I was on the phone.
Oh, perfect timing. Nope, not that one.
How's your mom?
What's that?
Oh, she's good.
Oh.
No, don't worry, Matthew. We know how your mom's doing.
Yeah. All right. So, when we last left off, excuse me. When we last left off, it was the end of the reception for the wedding of Malcolm and Argette. The reception was briefly interrupted by cultists of Orcus, but before the Regulators were able to respond, Argette killed the leader of the cult with a headshot from one of Malcolm's old flintlocks, and the townsfolk, out of pure numbers, managed to overcome the rest of the cult and the undead creature they brought with them, killing them, setting them on fire, and dancing them off the balcony. As the reception began to wind down, some people began to pass out, some people began to go home. Malcolm and Argette returned to their carriage, which is driven out to their farmhouse, the former ranch of Alaric. And that is where we are going to start tonight's session. So, Echo.
Yes?
You are enjoying the festivities as much as anyone, and as your friends and some of the townsfolk become aware of the fact that you do not respond to normal alcohol quite the same way, it became a personal challenge for many of them to get you drunk. And in the end, they succeed, and though fey creatures like yourself do not sleep, they do sometimes pass out. And you end up slumped over a table, unconscious, rather than meditating for the evening.
A form of meditation, I guess.
I'm gonna be hungover in the morning.
Yes, very much so.
If you keep drinking, you won't get hungover, though.
Hair of the dog. As you lose consciousness, you enter a dreamlike state. Over the past month or so, you have continued to have that same vision of facing off with the Queen of Darkness. However, these visions always begin with that amber crystal in your hand and the Queen trying to get away from you before you absorb her energy in that crystal. But tonight is a little bit different. Tonight, as you enter your vision state, you are alone in a vast, dark emptiness. And the amber crystal is floating a few feet ahead of you. What do you do?
Reach for it?
Alright, as you reach for it and you wrap your fingers around it, It seems almost to be glued to your palm, and you immediately feel pull, not as if it's trying to get away from you, but as if it's guiding you, and it lifts you off of your feet. And you find yourself suddenly flying out of the Bard College and up into the air, then southeast. Right, yes, southeast. And make sure I have my directions correct. Flying at speeds that just seem impossible in this era. Faster even than Serenity. This crystal pulls you across the sky. As you fly east, the sun begins to peak above the distant horizon. And you fly for a very, very long time. Until suddenly you start feeling it pulling you back down towards the ground. You fly through the cloud cover, and you see a lake in the distance, glistening in the morning sunlight. But as you actually cross over the top of this lake, you notice the waters are crystal clear, and the shimmering that you see is not the sunlight reflecting off of the surface of the water, but off of a gold-like substance covering the bottom. And you continue to fly forward, skimming just over the surface of the water towards a large mountain range. And you fly into the valleys of that mountain faster and faster. You briefly see a stone face with a glowing liquid-like material pouring out of the mouth. You fly into this stone face and into a vast underground cavern with buildings, ancient buildings surrounding you. You fly into the entrance of one of those buildings and then down through a large opening in the floor, and you find yourself in a chamber surrounded by magma. And still you continue to fly forward until you are back into the structure itself that seems to have been destroyed by this eruption, and you fly towards a large stone sarcophagus. Before you even reach it, you can see the ancient short skeleton inside, and you seem to fly directly into its chest before you awaken, and it is dawn.
As Echo didn't get sick from that.
You do immediately feel a headache and an uneasy stomach. Your muscles ache. You are, without a doubt, hungover.
Just wakes up throwing up because of that.
Alright, so anything particular you do when you wake up?
So the first thing she's gonna do is puke.
Okay, after you've emptied your stomach.
So she's still in the Bard College on the tables?
Yep.
Who has this necklace?
Which necklace?
You.
Have it? Okay. Couldn't remember if I had it.
Yeah.
Yes, Echo is still there. Most likely Mira. Most of everyone who attended the wedding.
Well, she slept over a table. It's like,
yeah.
Who else is in this room?
Did I sleep weirdly on a chair again?
Yes, but I imagine Mira and Ethan probably got drunk as well. Actually, given your personality types, I imagine all of you closed the place out and ended up falling asleep in the hall.
Except for me and Argette probably.
Yeah,
you
except for Malcolm and
Argette.
Baby number 2 coming. No, I'm just joking.
Oh, don't fucking give me any ideas.
I would
4 more
probably
years.
go try and if
No,
Mira's
not
not
me.
already awake, I would probably try and wake her up and tell her about what happened
I mean,
or what I saw.
I could play Malcolm's son in a one-shot.
That'd be interesting.
Or Malcolm's daughter in a one-shot.
Alright, so you attempt to wake Mira.
Yeah.
You are shaken awake by Echo.
Huh? Yes. Is everything okay?
As you right yourself up, you find that Ethan had fallen asleep on your shoulder. And as you shift, she kind of falls over, lands on the floor, still asleep.
Dunk. Oops.
I think Malcolm is probably awake and has been awake. Just watching the entire room, waiting for everybody else to wake up so they can make fun of
That
him.
awkward friend.
Malcolm?
Friend.
Yeah.
Like I said, Malcolm is at Alaric's old ranch house.
Okay.
Your
I couldn't
honeymoon
have,
suite.
I couldn't have like came back to the.
Not by this point. This is
Okay.
like they are waking just up at dawn.
Okay.
Yeah, you're probably still.
Probably.
I tell Mira that
Oh,
about the dream that I had and like about the dreams that I have been having.
That's a bomb to drop.
Yeah, she's all hungover and she probably won't remember an hour.
Yeah, she kind of
I'm
has to tell you.
hungover and I don't know how to ease her into this.
So then Mira's
Listen.
gonna forget.
Oh, no.
Right back to where we're at.
I am gonna look like for like sheets
Listen,
of paper
I'm
or something to
hungover.
fucking
I don't-
write this shit down.
I don't necessarily
that
know
she
of
is
I'm
telling
hungover,
me,
got a
so, like,
headache.
when
I don't
Malcolm
know
wakes
of a
up, I
good
can
way
just
to
be like,
ease her into
we
this.
know what it is. So like I am like looking around for like a sheet of paper or something to fucking.
it's a
there's a
Bard
fucking
college.
college.
It's a Bard
There's
college.
gotta be fucking shit here.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I can just picture me like, wait.
Nico has a headache. She is not thinking clearly as to how to ease her into this conversation. She's just like, I had dreams.
I had a dream.
I just forgot
I had
where
a
my brain went.
All right. So
One day I
Echo,
was floating over a pond.
Echo finishes telling you about the dreams that she's been having and this new one that she had the previous night.
And I'm just jotting this down.
Also, do you have anything for this fucking headache?
I only have one suggestion. Drink more.
As you say that, Echo, one of the bards that had got drunk and he fell asleep in the hall hears what you said and stumbles around, kind of looking like he's feeling around for something, finally manages to pull his lute out from under somebody else's body and begins playing it, and
Is that what they call it now?
magic floats through the hall and begins to ease your pain.
Oh.
I love how Echo just became super angry by the fact that she had a headache. It's like,
So
I don't think Echo really.
You write all of that down, Mira.
Yes,
What,
yes, I write all of that down.
What do you tell her about? What is your response to the dream? Is that-
My ass is very hungover, but
Well, I would. Did the bard like heal everybody or just Echo?
Yeah, he's everybody in the hall is beginning to feel a bit better. Everyone
okay,
who's
cool.
awake.
Quick question, out of character. Did we get to know the dream that Alaric had?
He might. Yes, I think he did mention his dream, and of course
Okay.
he did not reach for the Amber Star.
Okay. I'm just like making sure before I. proceed
But you
forward.
do know that you guys are in possession of a crystal that looks exactly like what.
The crystal that you are describing. We are in possession of.
Should we just pull it out?
Because
Does it look like this?
I wish I could pull it out, but he's the one that's got it. What's he gonna do? Teleport it to my pocket?
You guys ruined my freaking reveal. I was gonna do an Arcana check with it. Use my token.
I can start over. This isn't like
I'm not there. Go.
now like these dreams you're having. Our friend Alaric had similar dreams as well, except for he never reached for the Amber Crystal.
I'm a silent maniac.
I'm not gonna call him that. I think Mira kind of liked Alaric a little bit, and let's leave it at that. I think Malcolm can help us out. We just need to give him some time to finish with his wife before we bring this up to him. But no, this is good. This is showing us where the weapon is. You're being guided, and that's fucking awesome.
It doesn't matter what time you guys come to the house. I'm still gonna look way more tired than I should look with how long it's been.
All right. On that note, about an hour or two later.
Is your food here yet?
I don't know.
I thought I heard a knock.
Where? Front or back door?
Back? Front? The one we always use?
Nope. It says they're on the way.
Oh, okay. I must be hearing shit.
Don't worry, I hear shit too all the time.
All right. So
My feet are cold.
it is about 8 a.m. and we find ourselves.
My feet are cold.
Close the window, we're cold.
Just about.
Maybe just keep it like a small crack, but not like
I don't know.
all the way
It's-
open.
It's a bit chilly.
Yeah. Well,
I
that
was
was
really
chilly.
overheated while I was
Yeah.
getting everything ready. So we find ourselves at Aloric's farm ranch house in the master bedroom, where Malcolm and Argette have just finished their morning encore.
Malcolm gets it in.
Sunlight is beginning to pour through the front windows of the house. Argette stretches and rolls onto her back. And she says, "This was nice. I could get used to this. Maybe not be as nice as the palace, but it's home."
I don't need a palace. I just need you and Mara.
Couldn't agree more. It's almost strange thinking about our lives getting back to normal. Things haven't really been normal for me since my town was torn apart by demons, and I had to abandon my tavern.
Do you miss that?
She
Owning a
seems
tavern?
to genuinely think about that for a moment. Sometimes.
Is there a tavern in this town?
There's a ton of taverns in
taverns
this
everywhere.
town. It's a college town.
Well, I tell her, I'm like, if you want to open a tavern again, just say the word. We'll build a tavern together.
She thinks about it for a moment. That's not a bad idea. Maybe another adventurer will wander into my bar and sweep me off my feet, take me away from all of this.
They'll have to deal with.
for a day.
I just lift my hand up and like they'll have to deal with this as Reaper's hand just falls into my hand.
She says, in all seriousness, that might be an idea. We'll see how I feel after I've been raising a child for a year or so.
We are especially going to need a tavern on the racetrack circuit. I say to myself.
Yes.
She says, lost in thought for a moment. She says, I've never told you this, but I thought you and your friends were trouble the first time you wandered in, and had half a mind to send you down the road to the fool's purse.
we kind of were.
I mean,
We were pretty bad.
We were.
so what's the verdict now? Were we trouble or
Are we trouble?
Good trouble.
good trouble?
But just think how different things would have been if I had sent you down to Ethan's bar instead of letting you stay in my tavern.
Also might still be standing.
I'm thinking about opening some of those wedding gifts and decorating the house before we return to Anexa. It'll be nice to, when we get back, for it to already look like a home.
That sounds nice.
As she says this, you notice a rhythmic, pulsating burst of wind, like several bursts in a row, just like a rhythmic breathing pattern on the windows. And as you hear that, you notice a tall, vaguely phallic shadow cross the sunbeam that is entering the room. I thought you guys would get that immediately. But there's now something that, and it did not like move in, the shadow did not move into the sunlight, it like appeared.
Oh.
Did somebody just send me a bag of dicks?
Whatever it is, it's outside the window and it's very big.
I guess I would look out the window.
All right. As you look out the front window, you see none other than Lorimer's tower has apparated in your front lawn.
What the fuck?
I throw my pants on, probably don't have a shirt on, and I start walking and I'm like, get off of my lawn!
By the time you make it down the stairs and to the front doors, he has already made it most of the way up the walkway.
Killing my crops.
They were like,
It's not a farm, it's a ranch.
Yeah.
It's cattle.
Get out of my swamp.
You're scaring the cows.
Oh my cows.
It's a cow farm. You're gonna find cows.
they're spooking the heifers.
So he is approaching with two boxes, medium-sized cases. One is very ornate looking, one is a little more utilitarian.
And they're both full of dicks.
I steel myself knowing that I'm going to be a bit queasy around him.
As he, approaches the threshold of the door, with a smile on his face, he says, "Malcolm, sorry I wasn't able to make the ceremony, preparing for the fight in Hain, but I did scry, and it was quite lovely. But I wanted to make sure I could at least give you my wedding presents in person." He says the first one is for both of you, that he pulls out the more ornate looking case from below, and as he reaches to hand it to you, for a moment you do get that queasy feeling, and you get taken out of the present time, and you find yourself sucked into a vision, much like when you got very close to Belle. You see a significantly younger Lorimer, grasping at his chest and stumbling his way through some structure that you don't recognize. Though by the decor and the designs of some things, you can tell this is a very long time ago, possibly centuries. Everything looks just antique in comparison to what you see in this day and age. And you see him wander into a room that has multiple tables with bodies on them. All of them look like they are fallen soldiers of some kind in some sort of war. All of them are, fatally injured, and you see him, he goes to each body like he's looking for one that meets his needs. Many of them have been, stabbed through the chest or what have you, but he finds one that he seems to be satisfied with, and you watch as he casts a spell. In somewhat grotesque display, you watch as the chest of this corpse that he has chosen splits open, and the heart begins to pull from its arteries, and he casts the same spell on himself. His chest opens up, and you watch as he fuses this heart into his own body and reanimates it with necromantic energy, and the second heart begins to assist the first, which appears to be failing. And after that is just a rush of similar things. As he got older, as various organs failed, he began to take organs from people who have died for one reason or another to supplement his own vital functions to keep himself alive over all these centuries. Sometimes soldiers, sometimes executed criminals, but you get a very clear idea of how he's managed to make it this long. And while not as, immoral as what Belle's husband used to keep her alive, it has certainly extended his life beyond its natural end. And finally,
killing Warmore.
As that vision passes, you notice that whatever you experienced, he noticed something happened, but you weren't out of it as long as it felt like you were. It was short enough that he's able to just brush it aside and hand you the case. Do you open, or do you wait for the second one, or?
Yeah, I'd kind of shake it off, and I'd reach for the case and open it.
All right. Inside the case is 2 bracelets. One is designed with more feminine, thin band. The other one is a little thicker, more masculine looking. And he says, little novelty spell that I've picked up many years ago. Not many people know how to do it, but when you wear one of these bracelets and Arget wears the others, the other you will always be able to feel each other's heartbeat. And I put something a little special just for you. And he hands you the more rustic-looking, wooden box, rough edges, not sanded down or polished or anything. And if you slide it open, you will find inside of it, as you open it, there's like a cold steam that pours out of it.
I think as I'm taking it from him and opening it, if I kind of think back on the vision I had, do I get the sense that how long ago that was with the first scene with the 2 hearts? Do I get the sense that was like the Guild Wars time frame?
Possibly before the second one, at least.
Holy shit, that's a long time.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he's been around a while.
Yeah, I would open up the second box then.
Right.
Cold steam.
Like cold steam, like opening a freezer in a hot room. And inside you will find 3 Winter's Grasp rounds and 20 Galadium rounds. So 3 of the ones with the super powerful spell attached to it, 20 of the standard cold rounds.
Okay.
I just got the feeling that these might come in handy in your upcoming fights. So again, I'm very sorry I missed the ceremony, but.
Alright, I wish you could have been there too, but at least you were able to scry and be there in spirit more than anything else. Have you ever tried making a radiant bullet?
A
Radiant?
radiant bullet.
Yeah.
Well, that I know of. There are no
Metals that have...
There are no natural occurring metals, but it is possible I could enchant some lead and create some rounds for you. I need a little time to work on it, but
I just think that if we're going to be fighting against undead, it might be something that might prove useful.
that makes
How
it.
do we make the radiant bombs?
Those are made by the people of Fort Solace, so I don't know how they made them.
Might be able to contact them and get a hold of some, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Contact Jon Snow.
But yes, I will look into that immediately, and I will contact you.
You've always been there for me whenever I do something. You just hop right on it. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Well, I hope you both had a good night, and I assume shortly you'll be rushing off to the next step in this entire process. I have work to do as well. So again, congratulations, and I wish you two the best.
Goodbye for now.
He gives you, kind of like furrows his brow, like he sensed something was off about this encounter, but again, doesn't actually say anything, just says his goodbyes and walks back towards his tower, looks over his shoulder at you a couple times, but eventually goes back to...
I think I would probably watch him leave with... I would try not to have anything on my face, but definitely... I would think that probably just, like, I'm gonna miss him.
We still gotta finish messing with him with the keys.
Oh my god, we do.
Because he's got a couple of the keys already.
Yep.
I feel like once the battle is done, is when we finally get to slip all the keys on here. His pants.
Well,
You're gonna pants him right before he dies, aren't you? So you watch him go...
What the fuck?
What?
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 I'm gonna kill him. His pants are gonna fall down and he's gonna shit himself.
No, remember, what I'm saying is, Malcolm is supposed to deal with him at some point, so...
But he doesn't have to.
He doesn't have
Doesn't
to.
technically have to.
Guys, it's my champion's duty.
Yeah, well...
I'm gonna smack you. It's my champion's duty to smack you.
So you watch him go to the tower, and a few moments later you feel that pulsating rush of wind as the tower begins to disappear. As the tower disappears... Yep. As the tower disappears, you now can see the end of your driveway, so to speak, and you see a horse trotting up.
Like, is this morning ever gonna end?
Trotting up the balcony with the man on the back, very plainly dressed.
I'm like, I'm drained. I'm spent. These people.
Secondhand line. Get off my property.
As he gets a little closer to the way he dressed, you realize he's a courier. Especially once you get to look at the horse, you realize this is an endurance horse. Is to
Got
ride
something I need
miles
to
and
deliver.
miles at high speed. He approaches the front of your house and hops off very adeptly, and pulls out a scroll as he approaches your door. He says, "Good evening, Malcolm.
That's me.
I have a message from... Huh?
Have I been served?
I have a message from... And I cannot never fucking remember his name, so we're just gonna pretend we remember it. It's from Ticket Booth Guy.
Have a nice day.
Okay.
Fuck you.
The courier looks a little uncomfortable as he prepares to read it. Message reads, "Thanks for the invite, asshole." And then he looks, after he's finished, he puts the scroll away.
That's it.
Offers it to you, and he pulls his paper bag out of his messenger bag.
Is it a fucking sandwich?
And the courier looks super uncomfortable at this point. He's like, "I apologize, but he paid me very good money to do this. I have to see this through." Do you respond at all?
No, I'm just like,
Okay.
Go on.
He very
oh,
uncomfortable.
he's gonna throw a fucking sandwich at me.
No.
No.
Pulls out a paper bag, and a few seconds after he pulls it out, you notice a foul odor to it.
No.
Shit.
Is he gonna buy a bag of shit on my porch?
Yes.
The guy kneels down, puts the bag on the ground, pulls out a match. He looks up at you again, and he's like, "I'm very sorry."
You gotta send one back.
I am obligated to complete this. I hope you don't mind. And he lights the match, sets the bag on fire.
And runs.
And the super, most awkward scene because he just stands up like he didn't do anything at all, just like, did I get paid enough for this?
At what point do you start laughing?
Oh, I'm laughing. I'm dying laughing. I'm laughing.
So he hands you the scroll and says, "End of message. Have a good day." Trots back to his horse as fast as possible. And kicks that thing.
Fuck you!
You're like, you should send him one back.
How much did he pay you?
5 gold.
Oh, you can top that.
You can top that.
Send one back.
Send one back.
Make him really hate life.
Gotta think of what to say.
Pulls out a fresh scroll and begins, prepares to take the message down.
Fuck yes.
Because he threw a sandwich at me before, didn't he?
Yeah.
So,
Are you gonna throw shit at him?
No.
Are you gonna throw shit at him?
no.
No.
I'm gonna have this courier buy a sandwich on the way back and throw it at him.
His face goes white when you tell him what you want him to do.
But what's the message gonna say?
Have a nice day, asshole.
Also sorry.
You want me to what? How much are you paying me for this?
10 gold.
I hate my job.
Alright. It will be done.
I want the message to say, "I'm sorry you missed my special day. It was a good day. Fuck you."
Alright, he takes the message down.
And now we have come full circle.
Alright, so that is
10 gold.
all that goes on in your morning. When you return to the house, or into the house, Margit has begun
And is she
a
like,
lot of
"What the
the
fuck was that?"
wedding gifts you've gotten, especially from the townsfolk who know of you but don't know you. Lots of just basic stuff you need to get a house off the ground. Decorations, dishware.
Did you guys give her the diaper bag yet? Diaper bag of holding?
I would probably be in with the gifts.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about the delivery on that one. So
And I assume I assume Echo gave her
Yeah.
wedding gift.
Yep.
Okay.
Listen, whatever you felt like, if you wanted to give it to them in person or the day of, whatever you want to do. But most of the townsfolk had the gifts at the ceremony, and they were brought down with the carriage to the house. Like I said, most of the townsfolk gave you basic household items, linens, nice furs for your bed.
There's a lot of gifts.
There's that whole town.
So,
Was
do
stuffed
I
in.
have to help writing these thank you notes or get?
You should just.
Is that
disappear.
a thing
Where
in
do we
this
feel
time?
on that?
She looks a little bit annoyed, and she says, "I suppose you have more important things to deal with. I'll take care of the thing."
And you go.
Didn't I take care of thank you notes?
Oh, we did them together.
No.
Evil undead demon god to kill,
Yes. Very busy. I understand.
Okay, at least do one and just be like, thank you. I helped.
No, you're.
Oh,
your
and
job
just
is
to add
signed.
insult to injury, you let her know that you just got one from Lorimer.
Oh, by the way, we have one more. Lorimer dropped off some things. And I show her the bracelet and explain what it does, and I ask for her hand as I slide it on her wrist. My mom.
That actually improves her mood about the whole
Ooh, shiny.
situation.
You could always tell her that you already sent one
Oh, shit, that
for
means.
the gift that
I mean,
gift
I'm
that
gonna
the
give
ticket
him.
booth guy sent.
I'm gonna give him a thank you note. It's called a round from the Reaper's hand.
No! God damn it!
So,
Hell, fucking animal.
if there's no other particular
That's cold.
business,
I guess I would start writing some notes with her.
okay. Now, do you spend the whole day at your abode? Do you eventually head up to the Bard's College?
I'm not sure. What? I'm thinking they would probably come seek me out. I would think. What do you guys think?
Dude, do you want us to interrupt your peaceful time with your wife?
I mean, we don't really live here yet. We're furnishing it and we're decorating and stuff, but I would say we probably don't have a lot of food in the house. So I would say probably like late morning towards noon. Malcolm's probably pretty hungry.
Okay, so you head in town to eat?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness, still not here?
Probably has a pretty hefty appetite after all of the activities last night.
So much room for activities. I mean, like a whole pancake breakfast, like the guy Vince Vaughn in Wedding Crashers. He's just
Okay, so you head to a tavern then.
Yeah, I would head to a tavern. I think.
All right.
Maybe find somebody to run and
Fetch them?
Yeah. There's gonna be 3 rather hungover heroes up in the Bard College. You wouldn't mind going and grabbing them for me and bringing them back? Find a little courier or somebody, a runner or something in the tavern.
All right, so you and Arget order breakfast. You find a nice tavern, not a rundown party tavern, but nice one with full kitchen. And the other 3 of you are summoned.
I told her, I'm like, you could run a better place than this. This place is already great. So.
Is it gonna be called the Welcoming Maiden again?
Oh, that'd be
so.
nice.
What?
2.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
2.
Welcoming Maidens.
2.0.
Ah.
So, you join Arget and Malcolm at the tavern. Order your meals.
And you guys know what I'm eating. You already know.
You're saying toast.
You know.
Yep.
Seed toast. All right. So I'm just been so excited to
Is
share
my
this.
burger here yet?
Not yet. It's still on the way.
Uh-huh.
I know. In addition to them, Duskchin joins you, and Tristan and some of your other close friends. You all gather around a large table eating your breakfast, and there is a female bard playing very high quality music. Again, it's not, the mood here isn't a party place. It's a nice
Every time you say bard, I
establishment.
just immediately start picturing Scanlan for some reason. Just immediately, my brain goes.
And you're not really paying too much attention to any of the music or anything, but you notice as this next song begins to play that more people in the tavern are suddenly paying attention to you and toasting in your direction. And Duskchin smiles as he begins to hear the song, and he's like, "Oh, you haven't been in any taverns too recently, have you?"
No, not for a while.
Oh, well then
Then you can stay at the palace.
you're going. I'm interested to see how you react to this. Wait, I can't find the list.
He lost it.
Oh, that's because I'm looking. Oh, there we go. And I apologize if you can't hear this too clearly, Cece. I will send you a copy.
Well, that's fine. Also, I'm frozen for some reason.
Whee!
In the town called White Bluff, an airship did crash.
Oh
Let's
jeez.
see though.
Walked off. From there the trail turns black, seemingly they're burdened with unmentionable task, and on the run with targets on their backs. Next known, they appeared in the valley of red. Miners disappearing, none knew where they went. A crew of giant spiders setting the town ablaze, but the miners poised to riot when told to keep out the mines that day. A shot rang out, the crowd calmed down, all eyes turned to the strangers. A voice spoke loud, echoing round, "We are the Regulators."
Is that when we picked our name?
Yep.
The mother spider dead and gone, to Elta they marched on, to save a city terrorized by an undead demigod. A rotting tower of the dead they
We almost died there.
We did.
Taste something in that cavern too.
armies, saving the rest of the town. The weeping folks, pale as ghosts, asked to know their saviors. They spoke in turn with heavy burden, "We are the Regulators." Oh, oh, oh. Two evil men to the emperor sold his soul in secret. The Regulators were the ones to council did reveal it. Faced against the traitor in a form so devilish, who nearly tore apart the city, for they took his head. Whispers about that gods look out and hold them to their favors. Powers untold, weapons they hold. They are the Regulators. To aim they go, darkness their foe, but their backs don't stand straighter. Yes, though not your average heroes, they are the Regulators. They are the Regulators. They are the Regulators.
So that was the big surprise I was talking about.
Yeah.
That was pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
How'd they know it was
commission
our
to do
show that
that?
crashed?
Holy shit!
Yep.
Thus should have told them.
Yeah, I commissioned somebody on Fiverr who specifically writes bard-style songs for individual characters or D&D parties, and I gave her a list. Like, I tried to think of
Notable things that we...
things that the public would know about that you did, because there's some, like, a lot of things you've done have been out of public view, and
Yeah.
people, don't necessarily know
Like,
about.
the werewolf is definitely out of view. Yeah, if you think about it, there's been a lot that we've done that's been out of the public eye.
But Red Valley was the first time your names were your name, the Regulators, was brought up. Of course, everybody knows about the massacre of Elta. That's big news. And apparently, word has already gotten out that you killed the Emperor.
That's fucking amazing. I like that. Nice job.
Glad you enjoyed. Sorry
They
if
find out
you
we
couldn't hear
crashed the
that
ship.
But...
And now I'll buy the
I
bar
can hear it.
another round.
Oh, awesome.
I think that bard needs to be tipped a little more.
That's really do.
Now I'll buy the bar another round. And so much beer that you shouldn't be, probably could drown.
But I'll also send you guys all a copy of that. I'm sure you want to keep that.
Yeah, no, of course.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I was really happy with that when I got it back. I'm like, that is 10 times better than I ever could have hoped for.
No, that's like 100 times better than what I could have done.
Fiverr.com, they make good shit.
Yeah.
We're like totally boasting them.
Yeah. And I apologize, I don't have the artist's name in that in the iTunes. I'd have to go back into my Fiverr to
Yeah, I mean,
remember her name. But
Oh, of course. No, she did a
I'm sure you
great
can put that.
job.
I'm sure you can put that link in the video description
Yep.
for her.
Yep. And that'd be a good way to get her some more revenue too.
Yep. Oh, okay. Emily McNally, on Fiverr. She does. That is how she makes her living. Is one of her gigs that she does is bard style music for individual characters.
I kind of envy that gig. I want to be able to make music too. Shit, you go, girl.
So if you are interested in having something like that done for your party or for your character, definitely check her out. But so you hear the bard finish a song, and of course everybody in the tavern knows it was about you. So you have your breakfast. You've had your casual conversation. What next?
Do we tell? I think we tell Malcolm about what happened this morning.
So I'm like, Malcolm. Do you
Actually,
yes.
as we're finishing up breakfast, I think I would look over at Mira and Echo, and I'm like, something's been weighing on me pretty hard.
Well, what has been weighing on you?
There's only 3 of us right now. We're supposed to be 4 champions. I've been wondering something.
Yeah.
And I would like to pull out the pendant to see if it reacts whatsoever to Echo.
Yes. As you pull it out, it goes from being a benign amber-colored stone. It begins to glow a bit, and it does slightly gravitate towards her.
So, thinking that the 4th champion has been chosen.
That's what, also something we wanted to talk to you about.
Hold on.
Well, you guys were having your nightly fun. We got crazy drunk. They managed.
I was there. You guys, you guys got twisted.
The hotel managed to.
I've seen you guys drink before. Last night was something completely different. So you guys were drinking with a vengeance. So I think you guys were trying to get Echo drunk. You guys do realize that
Everybody was trying to get me
she's
drunk.
Faye, right? Like,
Yes, but here's the good part. We succeeded.
yes, but you probably almost died of alcohol poisoning.
Worth it.
We'll be hungover for that.
I had a couple bards watching for you just in case they needed to cure you in the middle of the night.
Well, thanks for that. You're very considerate. But it was your wedding. It was a night of celebration.
It was.
We definitely had to.
Much needed celebration.
Yes. While she was passed out, she had some visions, and I start pulling out the papers, and I start like laying them out towards you on the table. And I was like, the visions that she had, they seem to be pointing to where the last weapon is. Do you think Dustin could possibly nail down just by these images?
Yeah, so
I remember you have been given
We've been
the
given
name of the
some-
city and rough location.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we have like the rough location. So I mean, I would probably show this to Dustin and be like, you know, if we go this direction, do you think we could somewhat follow, you know, this description of where to go? At least across the Golden Pond to.
So Dustin is at the table with you. Golden Pond. Where's this
Lake.
place supposed to be?
I don't remember the name of the place,
Far
but I know
away.
it's where my parents would be.
Wait a second, I have it. It's just a matter of where do you know what? I think I have. Oh, that's the. I think that was the last one. South along river into the mountains, there's a stairway, permanent trail up to tombs. I think that was Clismere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Clismere.
Maybe this is where the stone crown was, north of Cosbury, Durham province.
That is the stone crown.
Okay. See, I've taken notes, guys. I promise.
It was the same. It was the same meeting where Sebastian let Mira know that he was not able to confirm anything about her parents.
Because there was something going on there.
This is what this was the emergency meeting when you guys were pulled back to let you know that the quorum of Creomond was being moved up.
Oh shit, that meeting happened while I was still
Nurmurevik?
upstairs.
What's that?
Nurmurevik?
Nope, that sounds like Clismere.
So I thought that was Kartanak was Clismere. Or is that all part of the same place?
That yeah, I think that was they were giving you the city.
I'm just gonna use a history check to remember it.
Sebastian believed that there was a possibility the weapon was contained in the ancient city of Thaldur, because Treasure Jaw became the king of that dwarven city, and that it is located near Loch Gylden.
Loch Gylden.
Mm-hmm.
So, if I say Golden Lake, Dustchin's a dwarf. You would think he would probably
It doesn't click.
doesn't click in his head.
But if you mention the city,
I already forgot what it was.
another history check.
Loch Gylden.
Thaldur is the name of the city.
Thaldur by Loch Gylden.
He is taking a swig of whiskey as you are saying this, and immediately projectile spits it across the table.
Oh jeez.
Am I directly in front of him?
Yes.
Wait. Oh!
Do I have to roll a luck check to see if I'm directly in front of him?
Yeah, roll a percentile die.
Blue is the first one.
1.
17.
17%?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get.
I'm like,
You okay there, Malcolm?
take it was something I said. That's true.
Did you say Thaldur?
Yes. Yes, I did. Did you say?
You spit your drink back on him.
A shame that is not working. He then does something that you have never seen him do the entire time you know him. He asks a waiter for water.
never
Waits
thought
for
I'd
it
see
to
the day.
arrive, gulps it down.
Did you just drink water? We literally have to get a keg of fucking whiskey every resupply. That's all he drinks.
Why on earth would you want to go there?
Because that's where the weapon is.
That's where the dwarf champion guy was entombed.
Of course it is. Yes, I know the place.
Why do you, what's
You
up?
seem hesitant.
I understand it may be difficult for you to comprehend, but as a dwarf, Thelda gives me the creeps.
Oh, so it gives you the heebie-jeebies.
You begin.
That, yes. The dwarves used to live in mountains all the time. And we got very good at understanding the mountain. There are cities that are intentionally built next to volcanoes, allow the lava to flow freely through the city. How an eruption would take out a dwarven city unexpectedly. I've heard rumors, superstitions probably, but people say the halls are still haunted with the dead of the dwarves who were unfortunate enough to be there when it happened.
Oh shoot, that reminds me of Pompeii.
Well, except for Pompeii was mostly ash more than anything. Hot ash, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Very true.
But this sounds like liquid hot magma.
We did.
Magma.
Magma.
I can't get that back. So I guess we don't have video on the party for this session.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is the camera not wanting to work?
Yeah, I don't know why it's freezing up and it won't let me fix
Is it the hello camera?
It's this one.
Oh. Oh. The fuck?
Yeah, it is locked
Just
all
like
the
4
way
years
up.
ago, we're having issues.
Alright, no big deal. Well, if that's where we have to go, that's where we have to go. There's,
So this whole place has been abandoned?
abandoned's a nice way of putting it. As far as I understand, there were no survivors. Don't know if it was the magma, the gases, or what it was, but apparently the eruption was so sudden and... I mean, well, probably talking 1,000 years ago? No one's entirely sure when it happened, but that city was very, very old. And apparently the eruption was so bad that it killed everyone in the city before they even knew it was happening.
Well, it sounds like the city was important to dwarves, so we'll be reverent when we're there, but definitely do need to go.
Yeah, well,
You don't have to go with us, you can just drop us. Let's do our thing. But
there's the remains of a surface city town that traded with the dwarves there. It's on the edge of the lake. Should be the closest I'm going to be able to get you to Thalder itself, but I'll drop you off there. And
so now we make an arcane speeder boat to go across the lake in.
Like an airboat. I mean, wouldn't the bikes be able to do it though?
yeah,
I mean,
It's technically like a
there should be a
surface.
walkable path from the city to the...
Yeah, but like we can just go across the lake.
Yeah.
We'll go down your path.
Matt being like, what's the point of me creating this shit?
So there's gonna be a path that just so happens to have a post or something for us to walk up to.
This way.
That I fall down and almost
Treasure.
kill myself.
Well, you let me know when we need to go, and I'll be ready.
It'll be I would say what you guys think we need a couple of days before we head out?
Probably.
Just to
Couple
prepare
days, yeah.
ourselves and
Be unhungover.
So you're still holding this crystal,
I
by the way.
was gonna say because of her telling me this and the crystal reacting, I would reach out my hand and kind of hold it out to Echo to see if she grabs it.
Echo?
I grab it from him, I guess, hesitantly.
It responds even more strongly when you grab it.
I mean, you could sit it on the table and just pegs her real quick.
Reminds me, if you guys have seen Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince.
I'm on that one and I haven't finished
Been a
it
little
yet.
while, but-
So
Yeah, if you've seen that movie, in the first one,
I'm on that movie and I haven't finished it. I'm only partially through it.
I'm gonna say it's like one of the first couple scenes. So calm down.
Which one?
Where they're picking up Horace Slughorn or trying to get him to come to the school.
Oh,
And
yeah.
like he and Albus like fix the room, and that one little earring or the one little piece of the chandelier is stuck, and then it just like
Yeah,
gets
exactly.
sucked up to it. Yeah.
All right, so it's glowing in your hand. What do you do? It's on a chain, by the way. It's a necklace.
I don't know.
Eat it.
Yeah.
Eat it.
That would be such an oh my gosh, an Echo thing to do too, though. Like no concept of what it is.
Take
I'm
a
like,
chomp of
She's like,
Tooth breaks.
what's a necklace?
She just slowly starts putting it towards your mouth, looking for a reaction. No.
No, please try
Sticks
doing
it.
it.
No.
I kind of just look at it like
You lick it to taste it. Like, should
like
I eat this?
questioning like what the heck I'm supposed to like looking at it like
I think
Like,
I see Echo lick it, and I'm like, Mira. I'm like,
No, I was just enjoying it.
We're like licking it and I'm like
I grabbed the chain and I like start slipping it around her neck and clasp it behind her neck, and I'm just like, like it's a necklace, honey. It's a necklace.
oh okay.
We don't eat crystals.
As you put it on,
We don't eat crystals.
it
I
glows.
mean, you don't know. You don't know what Fae do.
As you put the necklace on,
Nothing-
it glows brighter, and it
Nothing
you-
like a healthy diet of crystals.
it kind of like absorbs into your chest and vanishes, and you officially become.
the chain too.
That's essentially the way it works. Yeah, the entire necklace
That
disappears.
kind of hurt.
So, I mean, she
We
can wear
never
another
asked
necklace.
if it did. I'm curious now. I just go, oh.
Ugh.
So you are now officially the champion of. Which god is that? That's Ovelia, right? Ovelia? Ovelia. Ovelia. You are the champion of Ovelia, the goddess of chaos and darkness.
In other words, Loki.
I will have to add these into your D&D Beyond, but a few things you get. First of all, you get Shadow Step, which allows
Which
if you
is pretty
step
fucking
into
Oh yeah.
if you
Oh, yeah.
step into an area of dim light or darkness, you can transport instantly to another point of dim light or darkness that you know exists. You just have to know it exists. You don't even have
so
to see it.
literally, you can go across the fucking country.
Yeah, if you know for a fact
Feel
that there's
like I know there's a shadow over there.
you have to know where it is though. If
Be like,
for-
I know a building that causes
You're like,
constant
it's
shadow.
approximately this time of night in this city, so I know that the angle of the sun is going to be right here, so there should be a shadow right there.
But if you attempt this and the shadow is not where you expected it to be, you will get returned to the material plane and take 1d8 force damage.
1d8? Psh, that's fine.
No.
Now I now have to try this at some point, though.
Oh yeah.
Just
Big
be like,
boss fight.
I
You
am
know what?
going.
I'm gonna go away.
One thing
I'm gonna go.
One thing to also
I'm gonna
keep
go
in
over
mind
Echo
about
and be
this.
like, if you
Hi,
shadow
Luna.
step into my bedroom in the middle of the night, you will get shot.
And then she's probably like, what if
Malcolm's
I have a
gonna be
nightmare?
like, I'm going to be keeping all the lights on.
Hold on, I'm gonna try something here. Change these.
And now she's going to because you told her
Oh, she
not
is.
to.
She is.
Mm-hmm. So the moment I hear, Mira! What? I was sleeping. Ah, shit.
Stupid. Alright, so another thing to keep in mind when you do this, you exit this teleportation at the same speed, same velocity that you entered it in. So if you fall into a shadow, you will be falling when you come out, for at least for a brief moment. It takes a little while for the physics on the other side of that teleport to take
Has
hold.
anybody ever gotten stuck on a loop with a shadow like in Portal? Whee!
Could happen. In fact, first person you saw use this ability was Lilith, right? And she actually used this she jumped off the tower into a shadow and came flying at you guys at, essentially terminal velocity.
Yeah, that sucked. Cool. But it sucked.
That sounds like fun.
Second thing,
I'm just waiting.
I believe it's
Matt
once
tried to kill me.
between long rests, and I'm not sure how much opportunity you're going to get to use this as close as we are to the end, but you have the inverse ability that Zuko has. Once between long rests, you can turn a day into night.
That could be a dick.
Which lasts from...
So if he switches it to day, she switches it to night,
Then it resets.
it's the next day.
That doesn't work like that.
Yes.
She has to take
Like
the
turn
long
the lights
rest.
on and off.
No, but if we can't do it consistently. But
what
if
is
I
a
were to
day,
turn it
Matthew?
into
Is it a day and a
night,
night?
you could turn
Is
it
that
into
one
day.
Matt's
We're just
regretting
going through
this.
one whole day before
That's
we even
not
have
how
to
it
take the
works.
long rest.
That's how it works now. You're like flipping the light switch on and off.
That's like once per day as long as you take a long rest, fuckers. That's what he's like.
I mean, like, so I could use it.
Yes,
I
it's
could
here.
use mine, and then Malcolm could use, or not Malcolm. Zuko could use theirs, but then we both have to take a long.
Yep.
and we couldn't use it again.
And then we would do the whole same thing.
It looks like the
again.
back door.
I can't get
Yep.
to the back door.
Huh?
Can you get her food for her?
Yeah.
So anyway, yes, once a day you can turn day into night for 1 hour.
Darkness.
A good thing though that we have to take a long rest between that, because otherwise we would be like,
Just
on,
flipping it back and forth. Yeah.
on.
And you have an ability called Dark One's Luck.
Everybody in the realm would be like, "What the fuck is going on?" This goddamn champion.
What's going on? Night day. Night day.
Quit regulating.
I thought that's why we were called the Regulators.
2 hops?
One should be frozen. That should be
Night
mine, assuming it hasn't defrosted.
It's
You have
cold outside.
You have an ability called Dark One's Luck. You use the chaos of time to alter your luck. When you make an ability check or a saving throw, you can use this feature to add D10 to your roll. You do so after seeing
I'm not.
the initial roll, but before any of the roll's effects occur. This is also a once per day thing. Or sorry, once per encounter.
I'm shocked I have not.
So again, if you make a roll, you're uncomfortable with the result. Before I tell you whether you succeeded or failed, you can use a D10 and add that to your total. And you get a horse. Shitball.
Really, I don't have to write on the Xbox anymore.
I mean, you still can.
Nothing stopping
I mean,
you.
yeah.
This is gonna be tricky. I listed all the horse information in the notes for that specific session where you guys met Salieven. Keeper of Forbidden Knowledge. Okay. Alright, I apologize. I'm going to have to hunt down the notes on the horse. I know it's made of, like, essentially made of shadow.
Shadowfax.
It's his name Shadowmer.
Yeah, I was about to say, can I name it Shadow?
You can. It is summonable and unsummonable. Like I said, it's essentially made of pure darkness. Has dark vision, of course. Oh, that's you. Sorry, I forgot one other ability you have. Your dark vision is now unlimited. You can see as far as you want to in pitch black. There's no longer 60-foot range or whatever it is
Damn, that
that
sounds
you have
cool.
with your race. You can see
That's
in the
pretty
dark
fucking
indefinitely.
Night vision.
And you are immune to the like things like magical darkness. You can see straight through that shit. So, she is now the champion. You guys have
For the 3 or 4 sessions we have left.
Yeah.
Because you took forever to mention the dreams to anybody.
I'm sorry. I kept forgetting. Well,
That's okay. Zuko didn't get his bike finished until we're almost at the end, so he's hardly going to have any opportunities to use it. But I imagine he's not going to be pulling his horse out anymore.
I mean,
From time, maybe, but
you're not gonna want to bring the bike up through mountainous terrain and shit, probably.
it's like a hover bike.
I know that, but
It's a hover
what
bike.
if we have to get out of there fast? Well, first of all,
Hover
your hover
bike.
bike. We don't have hover bikes, so you're gonna be going fucking 80 miles an hour, and we're not.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
If a bear is chasing all of us,
You just have to outrun the
I'll
rest
have
of
to
us.
outrun the slowest person.
If a bear's chasing us, it's fucking dead.
All right, so she is officially the champion. How you've told Dusk Chin where you're going.
Like an Iron Man suit.
I sent a sandwich to be thrown at the
Yep.
sandwich guy.
So I assume you guys eventually head back to Anexa.
Probably.
Yeah, probably because. I think we'll probably spend like one more night here
Okay.
because I think I would go back and help Argette finish.
He wants
Putting
to
stuff
go
away.
hell, Barget.
Help Argette put stuff away and write thank you notes, quotation marks.
Oh yeah, that's what you kids call it nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
The wedding was quite a bit after the birth, right?
Uh,
A couple
3
at
weeks.
least?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that how long you're supposed to wait?
Well, you're supposed to wait 3 to 4
Well,
weeks.
remember she got magical healing. She's all good.
Yeah, true.
But, she should be fine, because, she got magical healing and we don't.
Now, I'm not recommended to start on a second child
No,
3 weeks later, but
Well, I doubt she would even ovulate by then, so I don't think
True.
I don't think we have a problem there. I really should ask Lorimer about spell to microwave my nads.
Microwave, huh?
A magical
Magical vasectomy.
vasectomy.
Snip, snap.
Not even a snip, just a.
So a zap.
Yeah, he just. He zaps my sack.
Oh, okay. So how many days are you waiting? Like what? It's the 38th was the day of your wedding. 39th is the day after. So what?
What are you guys thinking?
A couple days after the wedding, just so we can like rest.
Well, I figure we probably spend another night here, and then we probably head back to Anexa to make sure we have this.
Everything
This
we
city's
need.
larger, so we can get stuff we need to get if need be.
Yeah.
Resupply.
Okay. Anything particular you guys need before you go?
I don't think there's anything in particular I need. You guys? I'm thinking more so like supplies for the ship if they need them.
All right. So what's the date you're leaving? It's a 2-day trip, by the way.
So I would say we'd probably leave on what, the 40th, you guys think? Sure.
So late on the 40th.
Yeah.
Like head to sleep when you get on the ship and drive.
Yeah.
All right.
Until I get that's, it's 2 days and 2 days back, and I'm not sure how long it'll take for us to do what needs to be done there. Yeah. Depends on how much magma there is.
Okay. So you're arriving the morning of the 43rd then. You say your goodbyes, make sure everything's in order, make sure the ship's well supplied, and Dustin reluctantly begins your flight to Lake Gylden. The morning that you approach, Dustin calls you up to let you know that you're almost there. As you enter the cockpit, is a phenomenal sight of nature. As you approach, a very large, crystal clear lake that glistens in the sun in an almost unnatural way. Smack dab next to a extremely active volcano. Ash is just constantly pouring into the sky. Lightning is shooting across the clouds of ash. And it's almost like just this weird split as you're making this approach. On one side, darkness and chaos. On the other side, bright, sunny, and beautiful.
It's chaos. In pure resemblance.
And
And that's where Echo's like, oh, this would look so much cooler if it was dark.
So,
So much cooler.
And I'm like, cut that shit out.
Echo, in your vision, was it pretty dark around the coffin?
yeah, the coffin was underground.
Yeah.
What if I to repeat what she saw? She flew towards that mountain, over that lake, past that city, into the valley that the river, one of the river that feeds that lake. She followed through that valley towards a stone face, entered through that, and found herself inside the city. And then she entered a large structure at the back of that city. At some point inside of that building, she crossed through a magma cavern, and then re-entered what appeared to be part of the original structure, where she found the sarcophagus.
How much of a direction that might be? Echo, you know there's shadow there, don't you?
There has to be a shadow on this side for me to do that.
I'm not gonna do it, man. I'm not gonna do it. I just see your face though.
He's like, God.
Wait, so it's dark on the other side of the lake?
We've done this so many times, do that.
No, that one would hurt especially bad.
Wait, is it dark on the other side of the lake?
No.
Oh, there's definitely dark where the sarcophagus is. But we're not gonna do that to Matt. We're gonna go through it legit.
I'm just saying, is it dark?
How many
Would
times?
I-
Like, boom,
That is a good
boss
question,
How
though. If
many
I
times
saw
have you
it
done
in
that
my
to him,
vision,
though?
do I know that there's a shadow there?
Oh yeah, if you saw it in your vision, you know it's in shadow there. But we're not gonna do that. We're gonna go there. Because the main reason, because you don't know what's waiting for you there. If you shadow step there by yourself,
You're fucked.
you could just die instantly.
Well,
So we will go with you to ensure your safety. Goddess of Darkness, Champion of Darkness.
Couldn't we all hold hands and then?
No.
Oh, that's not how
That'd
it
be
works.
great, though.
Does that work that way, Matt?
No, it does not.
Oh, okay. It would have been funny if he's like, yeah.
No.
Also, he probably wouldn't let us do it if it was true. He'd be like, no.
I was just waiting for Matt to get what I was getting at, because I'm like, oh, so it's dark there?
I'm on the other side of the lake, because you said it's, like, dark compared, and this side's light right now.
Well, yeah,
I
but
meant to get across the lake, that's what I meant.
As I said, the layout, and Dustin points this out as you're making the approach. The city is about the nearest flat point. Before you get to the city, there was a road leading straight up from the city to the Dwarven city. Of course, that's long gone now or buried under ash. But it's pretty much a straight shot from the town into that valley where the Dwarven city is. The only difficulty will be, however, the volcano changed the landscape.
Yeah.
But you don't actually have to cross the lake. It's you're more like next to the lake and the mouth of the river. Duskchin does a very paranoid circle of the city, the remains of there's not much left. You can see some foundations and there's some stone walls that are still partially standing.
Zuko launches out the back with his buddy.
But he does a paranoid circle of the area and finds a spot to land. Sets the ship down and lowers the drawbridge for you. And you are welcome to step out if you wish. Before you leave, Duskchin says, do you want me to stick around, or...
I know this place makes you uncomfortable, so you don't have to stay here, but stay close.
I can do that. So he lowers the drawbridge for you. You can all step out. Cece, you had something?
Yeah, character question. So if my horse is made out of shadow, can I teleport into my horse?
Oh God!
Oh my God! You sick fuck!
You cannot permeate the surface.
I initially thought that question in my head, but I didn't say it out loud.
Man, I try to give you guys cool visuals and you take advantage of it.
Yes.
I'm gonna teleport.
Why?
I'm gonna teleport into my horse's butthole.
It popped into my head!
God, she doesn't even have the weapon yet. I can't imagine what
that
she's gonna
movie
come
out
up
yet?
with. Something.
What?
The Dungeons and Dragons.
I don't think it is. I think it's coming out soon.
We should probably all go as like a group to watch that.
What's that?
The Dungeons and Dragons movie.
When does it come out?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought it was already out.
No, I think it was
I
like
thought it was
some.
out too.
I thought there was like some pre-screenings. Let me check.
Yeah, but that would be fun to go as like a group
I like that
because we
idea.
would all appreciate it. But like, if I was to take Julie to see that, she'd be like, "This is the dumbest movie ever."
Ouch.
My wife's pretty harsh on stuff like that.
Ouch.
She
Okay.
appreciates Star Wars, but she does not like Star Wars.
It releases March 31st.
Cool. Stay away from your wife.
Okay, so a couple of weeks.
Okay, sorry about that.
No problem. All right, so he lowers the drawbridge for you. You guys step down, and pretty much the moment your foot is off the ship, that drawbridge is going back up, and
It's like I'm
is
out.
disappearing into the rush of ash. You guys cannot see very far. You can, oddly enough, just not a little ways down the way, you can see that beautiful lake, glimmering in the sunshine. But where you are is dark and gloomy and gray, and the ash is just constantly rushing past you.
It's dark and gloomy because of the ash.
Yeah.
I stare at Zuko as I summon my horse underneath him.
Through the sound of the rushing wind and this deep silence that surrounds you otherwise, you notice the sound of scraping metal as if something is being dragged.
Oh, fuck no.
And you begin to hear grunts and other knocking metallic sounds coming from the ruins around you. And just after Serenity has disappeared from view, you begin to see silhouettes in the ash approaching you, very small, bulky silhouettes. As they come into your immediate view, you see very malnourished, unnaturally colored, and very animal-like in behavior dwarves.
Oh, shit.
Carrying very old, broken, rusted weapons, and behaving completely unnaturally. But as they see you in this clearing in the middle of the ruins, they begin to poise to attack. And that is where we are going to end our session.
I have my bike, right?
What's that?
I have my bike, right?
Yeah, if you decided you took
I mean,
out
that
your
thing's gonna be a fucking battering ram.
bike. All right.
I guess you technically could do like shove attacks with it.
Well, I apologize. I do not know why our group cam kept going down. Hopefully we can get that fixed by next session. But again, thank you for being here for our 4-year anniversary session. We have about 2, 3 at most sessions before this campaign comes to a close, which is both depressing and exciting.
Unacceptable.
Before we go on a long hiatus, about a year before we jump back in with Pathfinder. But again, thank you for watching. We will see you next time. Have a good night.